Alright, today I want to show you a little bit about Google Earth. Now, one of the great things about Google Earth is you can create a tour in it by finding locations, adding a pin, you can add photos, and you can record and narrate just like I'm doing now. Now, the first step is to add some pins. Now, over in the My Places menu here, you can see I've already got some pinned, just to show you some examples. And when you pin something, all you do is click on it over in the My Places and it zooms right to that location. So the first location here I have pinned is my school. Now I've also got some other places pinned, so I'll show you how this works as you can go flying across the world here. So I've got another one pinned over in Dominica, which is what I'm doing my tour of, is the island of Dominica. And you can see as I zoom in, I've got some photos already placed and some pins. Now I'm zooming right into the boiling lake here. Now when I was looking at this pin, I decided I wanted to adjust it a little bit. So it's a good time to show you how to do it. Now I'm going to rotate the camera here a little bit. I wanted to, oops, not zoom in quite that much. Wanted to flatten it out a little bit so you can get an idea of the mountains behind it and that it's down in a cauldron. And then I'm going to choose my little pin, which is yellow. It's called Add a Place Mark. I'm going to call it Boiling Lake. And I'm going to call it 2 because I'm actually replacing one that's here just so I can get 2 angles in the lake. It zooms in and then it kind of goes around it, so it gets a nice feature that way, latitude and longitude. Now when you're doing this, you have to get your camera just set before you hit the pin because it remembers the altitude and the angle that the camera is showing at. I'm going to hit OK, and I've got my pin in there. Now I also want to add a photo, so I'm going to go Add Photo, and I'm going to call it Boiling Lake so I know where I am. I'm going to browse. Now I always like to use photos I've taken myself, or I can use photos that I personally have checked the copyright on, but you always have that discussion with students. But these ones I took myself, so not a problem. Scroll down here to the Boiling Lake, this massive journey and hike that I took. Oh, there she is, right. Oh, there it is. Valley of Desolation. Oh my goodness, look at all these photos. There's Boiling Lake. Alright, so I'm just going to hit OK. And what it does is it actually puts the photo in your little Places tab, and it's right in Google Earth. So if you zoom out and you zoom back in, it gives you some detail of a particular location, which is kind of neat. Now when you go to record the actual tour, the nice thing about the latest version of Google 5, is it has a recorder built right in and it records sound right through the microphone. So if I were to start my tour, maybe I want to start my tour in Rousseau. So I'm going to go to my Rousseau pin, and you have to have it pinned all ahead of time. It makes it much better. So I'm going to go to my Rousseau pin. It's going to fly around, and you can see it's going to start at a photo of Rousseau here. I'm just going to zoom it out so you can see. And I use a little camera, record a tour. I click on that, I can hit the little record button, and it's going to record my voice, and it's going to record any movement I make. So it'll record as I'm talking, and I can describe Rousseau. I can fly right into this photo. When I want to go to the next pin, after I've talked about what's there, I just click to My Places, and it goes to the next photo, which is very nice. Once you're done your tour, you just hit stop recording, no problem, and there's a little save button. Now I can save it as Dominica 08 because it's talking about all the photos from when I went in 08, and I hit OK, and you'll notice it shows up in the Places again, so you can click and play it from there. If you want to export it, you just right click, save place as, and you can save it wherever you'd like in your files. It saves it as a KMZ, which then when you click on that file, it just opens Google Earth and will automatically play it. So your kids can make a tour of any point they like. I'm personally going to use it with my grade 5s to make tours of the regions of Canada. So maybe they're in the St. Lawrence Lowlands and they go to the CN Tower and then with a photo, and then they can go to Niagara Falls and zoom in on a photo there. So you can use Google Earth in conjunction with photos, some voice narration, and make a really interesting visual movie of the Earth.